And we're back. Technical difficulties, hardly any Wi-Fi, so sorry about that. We're oh dear God. Okay. This is becoming ridiculous. Okay, I'm not going to touch anything. All right. But we are back. So anyway, let's get back to facts. Uh they're not playing tomorrow night, and Chuck was talking about postponed or canceled. We don't know. And I'll throw it to you, Chuck, to kind of bring that up again.
Yeah, the typically when you're canceling the event, you use the word cancellation. If it's not being played that day scheduled and it's going to be rescheduled, you use the word postpone. That's the way it's used in baseball vernacular and in sports. So cancellation, it's gone. Postpone, you reschedule. Right now, they're using the word cancellation.
Yep. So we will find out more. And I hope that everyone that's listening and is going to listen to the replay or listen to us live here, please kind of repost, keep letting people know there's no school tomorrow. And the word that was used to me, because I believe they're still in the school board meeting, that there's a possibility that it could be at least for the coming week. That's not set in stone in Haywood County yet. Buncombe County is out for the week. Asheville City schools are out for the week, and our school board, I think, is still in the meeting right now, or they might have just gotten out. And we'll get the official announcement very soon. I don't anticipate there being school. It'd be really hard to have school right now, Chucky.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is there's uh, family and friends that are struggling right now and through this devastation. And so right now, sports is the least of the problem, getting people back to some a semblance of normal life, food, gas, things of necessity to at
Yeah.
least. And I just don't see the end of it right now. So right now you're going through this devastation, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel right now.
Yeah, because we're just kind of at the start of this thing. So I'm going to keep repeating myself, because one of the things that you learned when you teach or when you were in the field that I was used to be in is you kind of keep saying, you repeat things, 7 or 8 times to make sure people understand. There is no game tomorrow. Do not go to the stadium. There is no school tomorrow, and probably for at least the next week in the foreseeable future. And for the football players, there is no practice. There are no meetings. There is no activity, period. Do not. I don't know. I know that coach is trying to be able to get that text, whatever it's called, the reach. And I know that in a lot of places it is not working. His phone only came back on about 3 a.m. this morning, as far as able to communicate. So uh, this is a quote from Coach Chambers. Uh, you'll everyone will hear from us, but right now we don't have a whole lot to say. Besides, we are basically, there are no activities at all. So I think the priority, Chuck, is take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of each other, help people in need, and let's kind of regroup as a community. And when I say a community, this is about our football program and the Tuscola athletic program to a certain extent, but in particular the football program. But today, right now, this is much bigger than that. This is about uh, Western North Carolina. Man, this is devastating, Chuck. This has been devastating. Uh, I've been in places that I probably should not have been in the last little bit, because we were very lucky. Janet and I were very lucky. We just lost power and we lost water, and that's not a big deal compared to what people are going through. Uh, Waynesville, Canton, Clyde, down at exit 7 and 15, uh, Bethel, Canton, uh, dude, it's bad.
Mm.
It's pretty bad. And if I was not able to see anything, because the way that it worked, and I think down there, Chuck, you guys always kept your service, correct? I mean, you really weren't in what this
Up
kind of thing.
above us, the county above us, Surrey County, where Mount Airy is, they lost power, and I think most of Mount Airy and the surrounding area is still without power or starting to get it back on. But here in Winston-Salem, we just got rain, and we were fortunate that it didn't do any more than that. Just a lot of heavy rain.
Well, about Friday morning, uh, and those that know me, they know that, and this is, that this is, it's not a joke. I got to the office about 4 o'clock Friday morning because we were still scheduled to play, even though in my heart I didn't think that they were going to play. But I wanted to kind of monitor and see. I've got a business I got to take care of. I got a lot of inventory I got to take care of, and I got to feed my family too. So I'm down here at 4 o'clock, and it was raining, and it had rained all Thursday night and all that. But I thought on a scale of 1 to 10, based on my past experience and what I did for a living, and for a lot of years and dealing with these emergencies, I was probably at a 5. And then I started, you and I, because you didn't sleep to your usual, comfort zone. And we started texting in our group text because I guess we woke everybody else up pretty much around 5 o'clock in the morning. And I said, it's coming, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be as bad as they say it's going to be. I don't know. And I was kind of wary. By 6:30, I knew. Yeah, by 6:30 Friday morning, you knew that this was different, and so we lost uh, power in the internet and all that stuff. But then something has never happened is we all lost. No matter who your service provider was for your mobile device, your phone, or whatever, we lost all service. We lost the ability to communicate. And I think that was what about 2:45, 3 o'clock on Friday.
Right.
And for the next 30 some odd hours, we lived like you and I did growing up. you know, uh,
Right.
and uh, but not getting information, not getting any information after a certain point. But you knew things weren't good. Because prior to losing all service is when you heard about what was happening in Canton, you heard about what was happening in Asheville, you heard about what happened in Chimney Rock, you know, and then you started hearing things about Newport, and you started hearing things about Irwin, Tennessee, and then I-40, and then I-26, and you're going, what the what? And and we had talked specifically, and this is not my place to make many comments at all about, and this is not the forum to talk about why it happened. But you started hearing about Canton, you started hearing in our world about the football stadium, and and you're going, man, how devastating can that be? How devastating, as much as those people have put into this thing. Because in 2004, Chuck, your first year here was Jonathan's senior year. The last game that was played on the original field before that night was Tuscola and Pisgah.
Right.
And then all hell broke loose that Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and you think, man, it couldn't get worse than that. And then
Right.
2020, and then 2021, we were all proven wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And then Friday and Saturday uh, was worse.
Mhm.
So my heart goes out to our community. My heart goes out to uh, everybody in Canton, everybody in Haywood County. But man, from a football and a sports perspective, God Almighty, man, my heart breaks for those people.
It's hard to, in 2004, the devastation, and it took a while to, um, it took a while for people to get regrouped and everything and a semblance of a normal life. When 2021, it took a longer time because it's like, again, I can't imagine what the people are going through in Haywood County, particularly in the Canton area. Um, Again, is the flooding and devastation. There were people that had homes wiped out in 2021 that were not even were about to or in the midst of getting their homes rebuilt, and this thing hit again. So it just follows in the footsteps off of 2021. This is the third time in 20 years, and people, I can't imagine that. I lived through 2004 and saw the effects. I did not live through. I was down here in 2021 and also in 2024 this year. I don't know what the people are doing right now. I don't know what can go through their minds. I spent all of the weekend trying to get hold of you guys. It became Saturday morning when I started my usual scab pulling, you know, sending my messages to everybody. And then it dawned on me about 3 o'clock. I'm like, nobody's responding. And it didn't, through that period of time, that's how dense I can be sometimes. Then I thought, oh my God, they've lost everything. I don't know how anybody is. It's finally, yesterday it came on, like you said, different times people were getting back some of their communications back where they could get people to let them know what they were going through. But again, that's trivial stuff compared to what people are really going through as far
Oh,
as no food, no gas. I can't imagine what people are going through right now.
so kind of here right now, just as for all the folks that are listening that are just getting communications back, uh, or people that just want to know a little bit more. Uh, the not I don't have a percentage, but it's I know it's over 60% right now. The internet, as you know it, is still down. Okay, uh, Spectrum is down, and when Spectrum is down, a lot of folks don't have the internet, and we're doing this off of the Wi-Fi that finally came back. Uh, so a lot of the places, if you're able to get to when you go in there, it is cash only, which is a lot of the new folks, the younger folks, that's how they deal with. They don't carry money. So yesterday was kind of shocking when because Janet and I we were going to go find Mama. We were going to go make sure Mama was okay, and and those that know us down here know that Frankie, or as Jonathan says, Uncle Frankie, he had already got Mom, and so when we found out that she was safe, and that Frankie and everybody were safe there, we headed back towards Waynesville, uh, and when we drove on the old road, and I said, or Janet said, "What in the world is going on at the State Employees Credit Union?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, look at the credit union. Chuck, that's a big parking lot up on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
And they've expanded it too.
Mm-hmm.
There was not a spot to be had. There were cars out on the road, down all the way down, going in down in front of the Burger King,
Mm-hmm.
and we found and that people were there to go to the ATMs to get money because nobody had money; they had cards. So people were waiting for hours up there to get their money out of the bank to go to the stores. And the stores, like the Food Line in Ingalls, had started restricting the number of people in the store because they didn't have the personnel to deal only with cash because they weren't set up for that.
Well, can't imagine the trouble you all are going through right now. Just to put on a little segment on the air and can't get that through. It's a little complex part of the life, but the simple things you're missing: food, water, gasoline to get around, no way to fill up. Sorry, y'all had to go through this. Difficult time for probably, in my mind, one of the greatest people around. So the bottom line is that I wish that we had a remedy or anything like that while David's fixing his thing. But I've always felt Haywood County people are one of the greatest people. The people, the community is one of the greatest communities I've ever experienced, and your heart goes out to all of you. Whatever pain, destruction, everything that you're experiencing. Back in 2004, I think we had the ability to talk about sports to kind of lead us out of this devastation that because of the whole county so driven by athletics, and we don't even know what's going to happen right now at this point in time at this latent date, because we're going to be on Tuesday, we're going to be August 1. And if they're going to have school out for the whole week, and then it takes you a week to get back on track, and even if you have that, and but anyhow, I'm sure David will be back on. Uh, he sent me a text, will be back on in 2 minutes. But if we are, I'm just worried right now. I don't know. Should I be worried about the 2024 football season? Will they play? See, here's the thing that I'm worried about. 2/3 of the state's not in this devastation, and for the better, for the better of the greater good, the rest of the high school football season will play starting next Friday, where the mountains are digging out, drying out. So I don't know exactly where that will take us, but my fear is that the season will be lost, and they can let the mountains say, take care of yourselves and fixing whatever you have to do. The rest of the high school football season here in North Carolina will continue on because there's no devastation. I'm down here in Winston-Salem, and no devastation other than heavy rains at times. And, quite frankly, I was out mowing my lawn on Saturday and doing what we were doing. And it's been sunny ever since. So, sunny today, and it's no resembling of a hurricane or a tropical storm that had come through this area. I don't know, but anyhow, we'll wait. I guess we'll wait for David to come on.